For a while now, I've said that the release of the Polymega is actually one of the more interesting stories in gaming. And I've come out on the channel before and I've been pretty critical of them for missing their delivery deadlines, constantly extending the release date, adding features that would just seem to delay the release of the console. And I more or less asked the question, is this thing ever coming out? Will you ever get your hands on it? And that was after the August delay. Well, I think when you criticize people, you have to come out and admit when you're wrong, and I was perusing the tech news this week, and I saw that, in fact, a manufacturing company in China, has received an order to produce the Polymega. So I'm willing to admit now that I was wrong. This product is coming out. And I think overall that's a good thing. I said myself, I'm interested in it. I wasn't going to pre-order. I was going to wait till it was released on the market, reviewed by multiple sources, not just the influencers that have a deal with the Polymega people. So what are the details of this? Now, I'll link to the press release below. I'll link to the kind of financial news report that I saw. But basically, they have, there's this company called Highway Holdings Limited, who put out a press release and announced that they have received an order for $1.5 million from Polymega. That's the company that is behind the Polymega. And it looks like this is going to be produced. So this came out on October 15th. And it's interesting because the press release suggested that the deal was structured in such a way to get these out by the holidays. So the initial order, again, was valued at $1.5 million. And as they sort of put the deal together, they have an exclusivity agreement within this kind of 2-year period that apparently represents not less than $8.8 million. In the press release, it also makes note of the fact that this company, this manufacturing company in China, will have an option to purchase 10% of the Polymega company, or the Polymega company. And also in there, they note that I guess this company has manufacturing operations in Myanmar, but they note that they're going to produce these in China to, quote, meet delivery schedules for the expected holiday seasonal demand. So this idea that it's coming out this year, I think, is accurate. Now, that having been said, there are still some red flags around this. I'm going to show you this quote here. A person writes to Polymega, asks, if the console is really launching at Walmart in November. And you can see the response. Polymega company says, we're targeting the same window of time, if not the same shipment, definitely by year's end at the latest. So if you thought it was coming out on November 6th, as stated over the summer, you're probably going to be waiting on this. Furthermore, if you look at the Walmart website, as I did the day that this video is releasing, I no longer see a release date on the Walmart website. It just indicates that the product is sold out. So I think the holiday season is it reasonable? Is it optimistic? We'll see. But certainly some units, I guess, are getting shipped out. Now, as a kind of a layman here, I don't understand logistics and supply chains in any detail. It seems like a kind of a short period of time to get the order for manufacturing on October 15th, and trying to release the product in November. That strikes me as a very, very condensed schedule. But again, if you look at the sort of the press release, these are the people that manufactured the prototype, so perhaps the tooling is there, and they can get these out relatively quick. I think the other question you have to ask, too, is exactly how many of these consoles will come to market, will sort of make it to the United States, and, how easy will they be to purchase? I know they have pre-orders going back for many, many years, not to mention the Walmart pre-orders. And we're living in an environment now where hot tech releases are fairly limited when they come out, and they sell out almost instantaneously. Take, for example, the GTX 3000 series, 3080, 3070, 3080, I think, were on the virtual store shelves of the internet for about all of 30 seconds, sold out. You can't get your hands on them. I expect the same thing to happen with the new Xbox and PlayStation 5. So I wouldn't, if I'm one of the people who pre-ordered this and I've been waiting for years, I don't know that it's reasonable to assume that you're going to get your unit, that the Walmart pre-order people will get their unit. I think it was available on Amazon Japan, so will that market get their pre-orders? To me, this seems like a company that's doing essentially a soft release, and they're gonna sprinkle out 1,000 units here, 1,000 units there, or maybe less. I don't know how many orders they have, but it will be a very small percentage of the pre-orders just to say that they released it, and then hopefully, based on geopolitical circumstances, based on their financial circumstances, they'll slowly manufacture more in the coming year. So I think while it may release in 2020, many people may not get theirs until 2021. So while I still stand by my opinion that the company has mishandled this project terribly with the constant delays, the lackluster communication, and creating the illusion for many people, myself included, that this may turn out to be vaporware, it is coming. And that is, in the end, a positive for collectors, because the key functionality, I think, is not any of the sort of online technologies they've touted. It has nothing to do with the add-on modules. It is the core unit, its ability to play disc-based games, whether it's PlayStation, Saturn, Sega CD, Neo Geo CD. Those consoles are getting old. They were very reliable, but when you're pushing 20 years, they will start to fail. And the ability to purchase a product that will allow me to play those games, and that's a big percentage of my collection, to play those games reliably moving forward is attractive. So I'm still going to wait and see. I want to see how it does when it is released in large numbers. I want to see that it's reliable, but I'm cautiously optimistic now that at some point, it'll be for some people in 2020, for more of us in 2021. I would like to think that by the summer of 2021, if all goes well, this is a product that retro gamers can confidently purchase.